Hi everybody, it's Craftin Just Because with Cowan, and this week we are playing with the Hydrangea Haven bundle, and it has a great stamp set. I absolutely love the font of the sentiments, and it is two pieces, so you have where it will color it all in, and then you have the outline. I haven't played much with the color it all in because I did some blending using our new blending brushes, and then it also has some great dies that layer together and cut out pieces, and then there's a little tag, a couple little tags, things like that. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to make a simple card, but it's a fun fold card. And I really just wanted to show off the beauty of our designer series paper in this. And so I already pre-stamped or blended some of the images, but how it looks is like this. And then you have where you can, you know, fill it out to your person. And how you want to close it is you want to do like a clock. So you want to start as you normally would shutting a card, go clockwise, and then just slide this down just like this. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do that today. And you're going to need the following supplies. Excuse me, you guys. I kind of have like a little frog in my throat today. I'm just getting out my notes here. Okay, so I have 3 pieces of designer series paper, and these are cut at 2.5 by 1 7/8. And then I pre-die cut out the stem and then my blended hydrangea bush, but we're gonna do some stuff to that later. We have a whisper white piece that is cut at 5 by 3 3/4, and then Misty Moonlight that's 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Then we have another piece of Misty Moonlight that is cut at 2.5 by 1 7/8. And then another piece of Whisper White that's 2 3/8 by 1 3/4. And then I went with Highland Heather, and this is what we're going to use to create our card base. And one piece is 8.5 by 5 3/8. And the reason I did that is it's a tiny bit smaller, so it'll fit in the card. And then we have a piece that it's 11 by 4 1/4. So we're going to move all of that aside, and we're going to just play with our Highland Heather pieces at the moment. So I'm bringing in my Stampin' Trimmer, and on the 8.5 by 5 3/8 inch piece, you want to score it on the 8.5 inch side at 2 3/4 on each, at 2 1/8 on each side. And the directions will be all linked in my blog below. And then I'm just going to turn that over. And then we're going to bring in our 11 by 4 1/4 inch piece. And we are going to score on the 11 inch side at 2 3/4. And 8 1/4. So essentially it's 2 3/4 on each side. Okay, so now we're done with that part. Now I'm going to bring in my bone folder, and I'm going to make a nice score line there. Burnish those score lines up. And that's really important in a card like this because it's going to fold up together. Okay, so what you want first is you want your long piece, which is the 11 by 4 1/4 inch piece, down first, and then you're going to center your other piece in the middle there. Okay, and that's especially important so that you can fold this all up nice. So let's go ahead and bring in our adhesive. And I'm just going to put liquid adhesive all over the smaller piece, and then we're going to layer that into the middle piece. And I want those score lines to be on the outside of that card fold so that it'll fold up nice. Okay, now we're going to set that aside for a moment, and we're going to come in with our two pieces that are Misty Moonlight and our white Whisper White cardstock. And what we're going to do, excuse my reach here, is we want to bring in some gorgeous grape ink, and we are going to stamp our sentiment. I'm going to use "The World is a Better Place Because of You," and I'm going to put that on the right hand side. So I'm going to put that towards the right hand side, just like that. Okay, shut that up really quick. Wipe that off. I'll clean that later, but at least it's wiped off for now. Okay, so now we're going to layer these two pieces up. Where did my adhesive go? Right here. So I'm going to put glue here. I'm going to center that right on down. And then I did forget to tell you, we do want a tiny piece of designer series paper like I did on this one here, right on in the middle here. So it's 1 inch by 4 1/8. So let me go ahead and cut that piece up since I forgot that. So there's 1 inch, and then I just need to cut it at 4 1/8. I apologize for not having that done. I think I have all the pieces, and then I walk away. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and layer that down. That's why I put the sentiment more to the right hand side. Okay. Put that down. Now we're going to glue this down into the middle of our card. So then our inside is all complete. And what's nice about this card, if you weren't mailing it, you wouldn't really even need an envelope. I think it kind of speaks for itself, and it's beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to close it. We're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to push down the top. I want to make sure I've got that even. Just like that. And then we're going to sneak that corner on down into the middle. And at this point, if you wanted to burnish it, you could. And then you need to decide where you want to put your designer series paper on this. And I think I'm going to switch it up a little bit. Let's see here. I think I'm going to put my inked image there. So let me show you what I did here. On this one, I put it in the bottom left-hand corner, and on this one, I'm going to put it in the top left-hand corner. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these rectangles down. This paper is so beautiful. I love the colors. It's just been so fun to play with. And I've really enjoyed using our blending brushes with this set as well. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer the Whisper White onto the Misty Moonlight. And at this point, you could put a sentiment if you wanted to put a sentiment on this. And I might. So let's put that aside for just a moment. Let's put our flower together. Where did my little snips go? There we go. I need to take out these remaining pieces. Okay. And then what I like to do is I put this on the reverse and I just poke this in and kind of lift the leaves up on my hydrangea to kind of give it a 3D effect. And you don't have to do every petal, but I like that. And then when I glue it down, I only glue the flat pieces down. And of course, if you're putting it in an envelope, you might not want to do this because, you know, it will start to lay flat. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add my stem. So I'm just going to add a tiny layer of glue right there onto my stem. And then the reason I wanted to put my flower together is to kind of see, uh-oh, where's my card? There we go, is to kind of see how we want to place this. Or if you want a sentiment. Kind of liking that look. You know what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my Misty Moonlight ink and I'm going to stamp For You, which is a little stamp that it comes with. And I'm going to do that in the upper left-hand corner. So I'm going to go ahead and do this just like that. And then, so I am kind of switching the card up just a tiny bit, but that's the beauty of making a card. You can make it and change it up as much as you want. And I love that about this. So I'm going to go ahead and layer that down right in the middle. And then I'm going to add glue onto my hydrangea. Just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to come in with my Mossy Meadow. It's not twine, but it's more of like a, I guess you could call it a thicker twine, but I'm going to make a teeny tiny bow that we're going to glue down onto our flower. Okay. So then I was just thinking I'd put that right there. So it's the same card, just done up a little bit different of a way. And actually, I love how both of them turned out. And just so you know, I did blend the hydrangea. So what I did is I just took our basic white cardstock, and then these are our blending brushes. Whoops. This is our blending brush. And all I did was take Misty Moonlight ink and Highland Heather ink and just kept layering it on top of each other. And then when I was happy with the look, I just went ahead and used the die cut and ran that through our Stampin' Cut machine. So it was pretty simple and easy on that. So I appreciate you guys joining me today. Sorry if I wiggled my camera a bit there. I kind of hit my plug-in. But I hope you guys join me again next week for another fun project. So this week I'll be featuring everything with the Hydrangea Hill suite of product. And I hope you enjoyed. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye.